Okay, we're on lesson 16 from 5-Minute Theory. In this lesson, we're going to apply what we learned about key signatures and then do a whole bunch of other stuff. This first thing that we're going to do is, of course, write our name at the top of the page. But this first half of the lesson is going to be doing a ton of different stuff. We're going to name the key signatures. We're going to name the notes. Then we're going to use the note values to draw in the bar lines. So let's start off by naming the key signature of number 1. Notice I have 1, 2, 3 flats. It's always the same order, so I know that it's B flat, E flat, and A flat. Okay? Spells those first 3 letters of the word bead. Okay? So first thing I want to do is go through and name all of these notes. So B, E, and A are here, done for you. So the first note I have here is F. Here's an E. Now think about whether the E is going to be natural or flat. Any B, E, and A are going to be flat. So I need to make sure that I write my flat sign next to the E. All right. Then I have a C. Then I have an A. Is A in a key signature? Yes, it is. All right. Here is an E. You are getting good at reading your notes or finding your notes on your staff, right? So we know E is flat. F. Oh, this one's tricky. I go F. In between F is G. If I go way up here with the ledger line, it is A. But we also know that A is flat. If I go above A, it's the note B. B's in the key signature, so that's flat. This is the note D. Is D flat? Nope, we only have 3 in the key signature, so no D. Here is the note F. Here's the note B, but it's flat in the key signature. And then here's the note G. If that was difficult and you couldn't keep up with me, certainly stop the video and work at your own pace, but you want to try to get faster and faster at this. What's difficult is those ledger lines above the staff, okay? Not really difficult to find notes in the staff and not really difficult to figure out which ones are key signature notes. But when it starts getting above the staff, maybe take a little bit extra time. So the last thing that we have to do on this line before we're finished with it is drawing the bar line. So this is where I just go 1, 2, 3, bar line. Dotted half note gets 1, 2, 3 counts. Here's count 4, bar line. Half note gets 2, 3, 4, bar line. 1, 2, 3, 4, bar line. 1, 2, 3, 4, bar line. 1, 2, 3, 4. Almost drew a bar line there. And what's at the end? A double bar line. Okay. So that's all we're going to do. We're not going to count and clap it. Let's go on to number 2. Notice I only have 2 flats in the key signature. So I know B and E are going to be my flats because it spells the word bead, right? Let's go through and name the notes here. All right. Every good boy. Okay. You know that that's a flat because it's in the key signature. F-A-C-E, flat. Okay, below the staff, we should be recognizing this note right here. Usually it has a flat sign, B flat, and here is E. Is E flat? Yes, it is. Okay, A. In this key signature is A flat. No, it's not. Okay, just because it was in the first line doesn't mean it is in the second line. This is the note F, D. Okay, the top is F, above the staff is G. Here's a note E. Now that is a key signature note, so that's E flat. Below the staff is B, and that's a B flat. Here's an A. Here's a C. Way up here, so F, G, A is my ledger line, so this is a B flat. Here's a G. And here is a D below the staff. Okay, so E is that line, down an alphabet is there. All right, what's my time signature? 4 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, bar line. 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 1, 2, 4, right? Dotted half note, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I've got my double bar at the end. Okay, so that's pretty simple. Okay, we're getting better and getting faster at it. Let's go ahead and move on to number 3. Stop. Look at the top number in the time signature. We'll do that in a minute. First, stop. Let's look at the key signature. What is the first sharp? Only one sharp. It's always F. Remember you're saying. Okay? So now, naming in the notes. Every good boy does fine. Remember your F is going to be sharp, right? Every good boy. F, again, is sharp. Oh, now we're going to get up to these ledger lines. I love ledger lines. F, G, A. Okay? You can just count the musical alphabet up and then figure that out. F, G, A, B. Is B flat? No, B is not flat. B is not sharp either. It's only F sharp. There's no flats in this key signature. All right, let's keep going up. F, G, A, B, C. Is C sharp? Nope. And then F, but we know F is sharp. Here's a C. There's a G. There's an F. We know our F is sharp, yes. Here is a D below the staff. Now we got lots of ledger lines here, so we're going to count down. E, D, C is a ledger line, B, so that's an A. Okay, use the rungs of your ladder to count down the musical alphabet to find those ledger lines that are way down there. And we have a C. And then we have an F. I always like to see if you really are paying attention, F sharp. Okay, now let's draw into bar lines. 3, 4 times. So dotted half note. That's 3 counts. We get to 3, draw a bar line. 1, 2, 3, bar line. 1, 2, 3, bar line. 1, 2, 3, bar line. 1, 2, bar line. 1, 2, 3, double bar line at the end. So if you're drawing in bar lines and you get to the end and you don't have the right number of counts, it means you did something wrong earlier on. Okay? So I did all of that lesson, that first page, pretty fast. Probably didn't make it in 5 minutes, but there's a lot to do on that. So take your time, stop the video, work on it on your own, then use my video to check your answers. But let's go on to the second half of lesson 16. This is, again, another just note speller. So all we're doing is finding the notes on the keyboard and then finding notes on the staff and then finding the notes on a keyboard. We're going to do a lot of low A's in this line. So low A's going to have 2 ledger lines. Which one has 1 ledger line? That's a C. So 1 ledger line is C, 2 ledger lines is A, and the note below that first ledger line is B. All right, let's name these notes. So I already told you the first one is A. We have that B flat, which we know what that is. We have a C. Now there's another B flat. So all I'm doing is reinforcing the same things over and over. G, C, E is going to be flat. 2 ledger lines is A, D, and then G. So hopefully you can say those note names out loud and just write those in pretty quick. Now let's find those notes on the keyboard. Remember, 2 accidentals and 3 accidentals, and then I've got this one hanging out here by myself, which means it's going to be the B flat. So A is that lowest note. So a lot of times when you're on a marimba and it's called a low A marimba, it's because that bottom note that has that B flat hanging out by itself, bottom note is A. So on all of these keyboards, the bottom note is A. So if you ever have an A, you know it's that one. If you ever B flat, you know it's that accidental hanging out by itself. All right, next one, B flat, the accidental hanging out by itself. C, got my two ledger lines. B flat, my accidental hanging out by itself. G, all right, so I have to find my F. Here's my G, because I use my musical alphabet, don't I? C, easy. E flat, C, D, E, flat. A, lowest note. Okay, also the note that's below the B flat. D, C, D, and G, F, G. So if I use my home base notes, then I can find those notes really fast. If I use C, I can count up to C, D, E. If I use F, I can count up to F, G, A, B, okay, or below. All right, number 11, let's go through all of these just naming the notes. We have an A, but now flat, B flat, E flat, G, how fast can you go? C, A, flat, F, B, flat, are you keeping up with me? G, and then C. So you got to be able to read these really fast. Get faster and faster every time you do it, okay? All right, now to find the notes on the keyboard, this is a little bit more difficult because we have F, G, A. Here's my A. Here's my A flat. So any A flats are going to be in the middle of the three accidentals. All right, my low B flat is the one accidental hanging out there. My E flat, C, D, E flat. G, I think of F, G. Right? C, I can find, hopefully. A flat, F, G, A flat. Remember the middle of the three accidentals. F, B flat, my low note. G, I know where F is. I know where G is. C, I have my two accidentals, so I know where C is. So that's just kind of a pencil way of finding the notes on the keyboard. You could also have somebody call out notes to you and you just touch them on a marimba or a keyboard. And just getting faster and faster at recognizing notes on a staff and finding those notes on a keyboard. All right, if you've gotten through all this lesson, I'll join you in lesson number whatever's next.